Shrinate, the question is, which the BJP is asking, this might be an election, but ultimately it will be a selection by the Gandhi Parivar on who they will puppeteer as the president of the Congress is the charge.
I don't know if you understand colloquial Hindi, the kind that I speak in Eastern UP, which says soup to soup, bole chalni jisme 72 chhed. I mean, what is BJP's moral standing to speak about our elections? A party where 1.5 people go and decide who their next president will be. 9,000 elected delegates of the Congress party will decide who the next president will be if there is going to be an election, unless, of course, there is unanimity on the decision. I also want to, with all due respect to the BJP, ask what is their electoral process? How many of their delegates are elected? The BJP constitution very clearly states that they have to renew membership every year. July 2021 was the last time they renewed membership. Are you telling me that the BJP president himself is not a BJP member today? So let's not get too carried away. I'm very proud of the fact that Preeti Chaudhary, one of my favorite anchors on television, on a primetime show, is discussing internal party democracy and internal elections of India's oldest party. I wish we could discuss more of these elections for other political parties, both regional as well as national, BJP being the most prominent one of those.
All right. Well, thank you for the compliment, ma'am. I don't get too many, but I will bring in Shehzad Poonawalla into this conversation.
So, I heard out Supriya and I hope she has the patience and the tolerance.
No, we'll have a very peaceful
debate. I hope you will allocate equal time because you've been complimented by the Congress party, and I hope that Supriya will have the patience and the courage to listen to some facts. Firstly, let me come to the topic and then I'll explain what happens in my party as opposed to her party. Mr. Chidambaram says and exposes this so-called sham of an election by saying whoever the president will be, irrespective of that, Rahul Gandhi will have a preeminent position. In effect, he will call the shots. So just like Manmohan Singh was a remote-controlled prime minister, the next president will be remote-controlled. Not me, not my words, Chidambaram's words. 5 MPs write to the Congress party saying that they want to see the so-called electoral rolls of these 9,000 delegates, when they were elected, how they were elected. Not me. 5 MPs of the Congress, including stalwarts like Anand Sharma. Congress party itself is calling this fake and fabricated, not free and fair, and therefore this election is less of an election, more of a coronation. I was a Bhuktavogi in 2017. At that time, Ms. Supriya Shrinate was perhaps in the media doing what she was doing best. Here's another Congress MP and the former state unit of the president of the Kerala unit saying, Mr. Muralidharan, saying that only that person who has the Nehru family support will become a president. This means that only the president can only be made by somebody who has the backing of the Gandhi loyalists or the Gandhi family, and therefore this is not an election. This is actually a coronation of a hand-picked person in a rigged system. These people talk about the last election they held 24 years ago of Mr. Jitendra Prasad. Jitendra Prasad gave an interview to Sumit Mitra of the India Today group. Here is that interview. The match was fixed behind my back, he says about Sonia. I don't claim I would have won, but she should have played it straight. This is the interview of India Today. And by the way, coming to India Today and the BJP's process, I wish Supriya Shrinate didn't just appear on television on your channel, but she also read the good reports that Aaj Tak does. Aaj Tak's Navneet Mishra, कैसे चलता है बीजेपी का संगठन राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष के चुनाव को लेकर सब कुछ जाने. He has explained, and I have the copy of that constitution. Article 19 of our constitution, the national president is elected by an electoral college, which is renewed at the time of the elections, which comprises of the National Council and the State Council. There's an elaborate process, and if you ever want to know about it, come Supriya Shrinate, I will explain to you. Here is also the press release that during the time of JP Naddaji's election, the entire process was given to the Election Commission, and I'll explain it to you in detail if Preeti wants to extend the show. But let me raise a couple of points, because Madam is very educated about the Congress's constitution. I used to be a congressman once upon a time. Please do tell me specifically, Supriya Shrinate, as per Article 19 of the Constitution of the Indian National Congress, the CWC, which is of 23 members, 12 members have to be elected. I don't want to ask you about your so-called fake election of delegates, when it happened, where it happened. It will be too cumbersome a process. Tell me the 12 Congress Working Committee members, where were they elected? Just tell me specifically about that.
Okay, all right. Okay.